Good, I'm live. All right, Kira, you're looking up those numbers for me. Awesome, you're a legend. Good afternoon, people of the internet, and welcome to Lawnhub Live After Lunch, episode 29. Oh, look at that. It's been my day today. Our guest, Matthew Irving, who is the General Manager of Water Pro, a irrigation specialist, and a good friend of mine, will be here in a minute. We just have a tender that we're trying to submit, or a document that we're trying to submit that relates to a design that's for a tender. You don't need to really know the details. And he'll be here. So I'll just cover off a bit of stuff that's going on at the moment at the start. Sorry, I know this always seems rushed. The reality is that Matt and I are both operating multiple businesses at the same time and still trying to do this podcast. So shout out to Jonesy, who's probably sitting in the rain somewhere, hating life. He has been missed. I've had a good understanding of what he actually does this week, which I did a bit of a video before about how when people take annual leave, you either work out that they don't do anything or that they do a lot. There's never really anything in the middle. And yeah, it's been made very clear that Jonesy and Josie are both very important cogs in the machine that is Lawnhub. All good? We're live.
We're live.
So, obviously, Matt Irving, who's just joined us, has been involved in the irrigation industry for a long time. And we talked to him last week about his personal, or his lawn at home. I probably should be wearing headphones, shouldn't I? All right. Well, that works. I'll just test it.
What the hell?
Yep, cool. You got that? You all good, bro?
Yeah. What a week.
What a week. It feels like we should probably have another week before the end of the week. And I know it's funny because
To like prep for the weekend.
you get a lot of people that are like, oh, I'm so busy. And then they go like, I got to get home by 4 because I watch Home and Away. You're like, no, you're not busy. I've had periods where I've been really busy, right? And then I've had periods where I say I'm busy, but I'm not really. Like, I'm not waking up to an alarm. I'm just cruising around. And
Yeah.
I think the last 10 days, I've been doing close to 15-hour days, most days, including weekends. And I'm fine with it. Like, it is what it is, right? You get it done. But if I could get everything done in those 15 hours, that's fine. But I'm not. I'm doing 15 hours and then there's another 5.
So you still got 20% of the day to go.
So, and anyone that's in business will say, well, why don't you hire more people? That is correct, and that's what we're doing. We've got ads out on Seek at the moment for a question answerer extraordinaire and picker packers. We've recruited a few already. I probably need to hire about 6, to be honest. The question answerer extraordinaire is a bit more complicated because we require someone who understands lawn. They don't need to have a formal qualification. Just slide your arm in properly. Lift that up. No, the hinge is out. The middle hinge.
Oh,
yep.
here. Yeah. Cool.
Yeah. Put it in your mouth like an ice cream, like Joe Biden. So, what was I talking about? The second job,
Hiring
the ad, Matt was at an event, or Mudge might have been, they were talking to someone and identified that the ad had written in it that we required someone with a diploma in turf management.
It's one of my golf course customers, yeah.
Yeah, we don't. Yeah, I saw a comment on one of our ads last night saying, bullshit, this gets used on golf courses. And I'm like, I didn't say it gets used on golf courses. I said liquids get used on golf courses, you dickhead. Oh, there we go. Clip that and paste that underneath the comment. I was in a funny mood last night, so I was replying to a lot of comments on our ads.
What did they say didn't get used?
There's a liquid weed and an ultimate spray pack ad that's like me talking to camera, just going, as we deal with a lot of golf courses, we understand that during cooler climates, it's you use liquids.
Oh, yeah.
That's it. Bullshit, this gets used on golf courses. 2-part answer. It's probably 3-part answer. Fuck you. 2, it doesn't currently, but I didn't say it does. And 3, it will very soon. So, collective exhale. Today, Matt's here because he is very good with irrigation and irrigation systems, and he also has a passion for lawn. So we're going to answer a lot of questions about irrigation, but obviously if you've got questions about anything Lawnhub related, please feel free to
Jump in.
I'm still getting messages.
Jump in. Yeah, it's not going to stop. So like jumping.
Yep. So people are going to send questions. Can you just? I think we finished talking about.
I was going to say from last week. Did we finish on my lawn? Obviously, we discussed the bit of the birds attacking my lawn. We had discussed obviously the digging out of my kikuyu and putting in Tiff-Tuff. So I guess if you are looking at changing out your turf variety, jump on and check out last week's podcast as well. That'll give you a bit of an insight. And I guess if you need any info, jump on now and ask some questions. What else did we discuss? It was probably more around was it the galahs on your lawn too? You said you had weeds coming up in your front fescue too.
My weeds. Now weeds are now growing better than the lawn. I'm thinking of maybe just letting them go and just having a weed lawn. Like they're thriving, so why not, right? It kind of looks like cooch. Still don't fully understand what it is. I'm getting like paspalum / what else? This is crows.
The person we're hiring to
crows. Yeah, I just need someone to fix my lawn, fix my shit, fix my sink.
Yep.
I love how Irvo doesn't react to Clint's "put it in your mouth like an ice cream." That's from Nathan Scasebrook. Yeah, Matt's been around me for 15 years.
Yeah,
maybe not quite, but pretty close.
12.
We've been friends for most of that time, and there is absolutely nothing I won't say to him, and there is absolutely nothing that I say to him that he really takes seriously. So it's just
you can't say that, and I'll be like, what did he say? I'm quite neutral to this now.
Yeah, like I make some joke about babies dying in a microwave, and Matt's just like, has that order been packed? All right. So last week we did the draw for the first week Scarifier. This week we're doing the draw for the second week Scarifier. I've got the numbers. So last week ended in 67018. So obviously 67019 will be the start of today's orders. I'll keep that rolling until the podcast, until I do the draw. I'll do it a bit later on. I've got to work it out because I'm doing
Ryobi Scarifier.
Yeah, Ryobi Scarifier with batteries. And you like that one?
I just saw you quickly jump to it.
He needs some milk.
So I'd promised that I'd have a lawnmower sorted by today. This won't surprise you because you've been around me long enough, but my desire to buy a mower to give away is freaking people out. So I'm like, I just need a price. And so Jonesy's gone out to people that we deal with and they're like...
The resellers are freaking out.
Yeah, because they're like, well, they need more information and, this company wants to be involved, but they don't understand really how it works. And I'm like... Strip it right
I'm
back.
I'm asking nothing from you. Just
strip it right back. Just give me whatever you're the most comfortable giving me as a price. I'll pay for it, and depending on how good it is, I'll tell people where I bought it from.
Yeah,
that's kind of it. So it's kind of freaked them out. So we don't actually have a mower to give away, but what I'm thinking of doing is kind of what is it? Adrian Portalesi, if you ordered him on Wish. And we will give away the mower, and if you don't want the mower, then you'll get $2,000 cash. And then we'll keep the mower for the next giveaway. So I probably won't physically buy the mower until...
That's happened before, hasn't it?
I bought the mower off someone, the Lawnhub one maybe. I paid them to keep it or something.
That or the green one, I think.
Yeah. So
that's cool.
I will do something similar to that. So what it'll be... What's a 17-inch? They're about $3,500, not even a...
as in a restored Scotty?
No, brand new Bush Ranger / Protea / Cox.
Oh, yeah, I would have thought like 2.5, 2.8.
So what I'm going to do...
Obviously, I don't have one of those.
Nothing like 17-inch lawnmower. It brings up a power blade and a 17-inch lawnmower cylinder. It'll be a 17-inch. It'll be something. Oh, they're only $17.99.
What
for
brand?
Bush Ranger.
Oh, that's right.
That's crazy.
Is that the one you've got? You've got a Bush Ranger, yeah.
I've got a 21 though. I reckon.
The one you damaged on the first mow.
This doesn't sound like something I would do. What the fuck are you talking about?
You put the guard through the blades.
Oh, that was they warranted that, which is evidence of the fact that it wasn't my fault. Crickets.
I'm legally blind. I can see barely, but.
Yeah, the back. Actually, you know what? That's what we'll do. I was very impressed with Bush Ranger's support. So the mower will be a Bush Ranger. That that catch, it was like the guard that stopped
Yeah,
you
it
from
shoots
sticking your finger or throws the clippings in.
Yeah.
It fell into the blades and it minced it. And they're like, yeah, that's a warranty. I'm like, no, that's really a user not doing up the nuts properly before a mow. They're like, no, it's fine. They'll warranty it.
What did they warranty? Just the guard?
Yeah, they gave me the guard.
Did the blades work?
I don't know. Just get mowing with it. I just use it as a scarifier.
What about your scarifier?
Use that as a verticutter. Just drop it like
Not the actual.
I don't know, to be honest. The blades are probably minced. I don't know. I don't think I've actually
Your unicorn's still out the back.
fucking bearded Sith. Yeah, it's sitting out here. Sith's just like, if they're that cheap, you should give away 2 of them. I feel like Dana White now, just like, yeah, no, we're going to give away $50,000. No, we're not doing that. But that depends how much.
Now you've started him.
Yeah, maybe we will give away 2. Now, you know what we'll do, Sith? You've raised a good point. We'll do 3 prizes for the end of month. So we'll give away a bush range at 17 or 75% of that value as cash. And then second prize we'll give away like some rotary scissors. And then third prize we'll give away a Lawnhub pack. I'll flesh it out later. My lack of clarity around the prizes have not impacted the amount of entries at all.
Because they know it's going to be quality.
Well, of course, like we've got a reputation for doing what we've said, but I think even winning a Ryobi Scarifier, like having a 1 in 1,000 chance of winning a Ryobi Scarifier for spending $5, like that's okay odds, isn't it?
Good unit too.
Really? I've never used one. Have I used one?
Oh, I've got one. They're good. And I just bought the springtime, like the dethatcher tines for it. So, because I've got my Tiff Tuff, it just like flicks up all the undergrowths mid-year, which is cool.
The people that own the RDF for that, what is it, the breeder's rights for that lawn will be really happy that you're in the room and not Jonesy because he's renamed Tiff Tuff. So,
thatch tuff. Yeah.
Oh, God, I was trying to dance around it.
Oh my God!
All right. So I'll get through some of these questions. Then I'm going to ask Matt about some irrigation questions. We probably need a hard stop at 4 o'clock, if not earlier. So we've got an hour and 42 minutes.
Remember you said I'm an N.
You're a hate N, yeah.
I hate N. So that helps with my Tiff Tuff. Doesn't thatch up as much. Doesn't go stupid.
Yes.
Do you go pretty heavy at yours?
I don't measure anything that I do in my life.
Okay.
So
do you apply fertilizer to yours?
Yeah. Just chuck it out as per the instructions.
Cool.
But you need to remember that 3 or 4 years ago, I made a full Harry Potter concoction and sprayed it on hedges.
Oh, yeah. That's right. All your birches, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. I think you know this already, but for everyone else, they're back. I just need to message our safety manager. I might actually message our finance manager instead.
Is today the second or the third Scarifier?
So today's the second Scarifier. Dylan's actually made me some wicked graphics. I think it was Dylan. I don't want to take the flowers away from Kira. Kira's been busy making labels. Kira's here as well, for those of you that are interested. I know that Kira's got a few fans. Who's your fan? My fan? Yeah, who's always sticking up for you? Yeah, Nathan. Sith. One of these guys has been buying car air fresheners and not collecting them and naming them for you guys. So I think Adriana got a car. They've got a car now. I was like, I don't know if she needs a car air freshener or not, but as a way to get tickets to the draw to win the Scarifier.
Yeah, I want to see the pushies with air fresheners hanging on the handlebars.
For context, Adriana and Isaac ride their bikes to work. So yeah, to be honest, riding through here, even on a bike, I would put an air freshener on it, mate. You ride some of the shit that we smell riding
medical
past
waste.
It's just it's basically either chicken processing, leather tanning, or medical waste being incinerated. So yeah, if that doesn't convince you to come and shop at WaterPro, then nothing will.
That's right.
So the Scarifier we'll give away a little bit later. So keep buying if you want to be in this draw. I've been watching. Someone did a bulk gift voucher purchase, and then I think have used the vouchers to buy something to try and get heaps of order numbers. And then another guy did a bunch of pickups from WaterPro Dry Creek and just ordered every individual product separately, but left a bit of a gap between each one. So people are getting quite creative. I also realised this morning when I was driving to work that we haven't actually given the other guy his Scarifier yet. So I emailed him on that Friday and it was hectic, and then said, hey, you've won the Scarifier. Send me, like, do you want, I think it was basically, I'll give you the money if you, or I'll give you a voucher and you can go buy it from, you know, the hardware shop yourself. You don't have to, because it's a pain in the ass for us to freight it.
Yeah.
Knowing full well that if I send someone a $600 shed voucher, they're going to go buy whatever they want, which is cool.
Yeah,
and so I don't know that he got back to me. I'm also ridiculously bad with email at the moment, so I apologise. Anyone that's sending messages through to our chat in any function, the two people in this room are the ones answering at the moment, and that is that's like the last 3 hours of our day from 7 till 10.
Yep.
And so you'll find you'll get a lot of messages back from us at night.
Yes.
All right, so I'm going to punch through a few questions. We have a shitload here. Bliss on TikTok asks, y'all kiss? I think he's asking, do you and I kiss each other? I don't think we ever have.
No. We've had some good sales months in the context.
we've hugged each other aggressively and accidentally touched lips, if that counts.
Yeah. You tasered me once. That's about as...
Allegedly.
Burns a hole in my
I'm not
jeans.
sure that tasers are illegally a thing. So this might be something that you dreamt.
Oh, it might have been...
It was in Indonesia, maybe.
That's right, yeah.
But yeah, I reckon that I've heard that story about how there was allegedly a taser in one of the Water Pro shops, and some of the managers were allegedly tasing some of the staff, which is hazing on steroids. Tasing.
Yes. Yeah. I went straight to the ground.
Allegedly
went straight to the
this
ground.
was more than 10 years ago, and there's definitely a statute of limitations.
That's right.
So Bearded Sith, I've got to be really careful. Some of these guys write questions now to catch me out. And I think... No, I'm not going to read that. Did you see that one? Feedback for Isaac. He packed my order better than his missus packs the dishwasher. It keeps going. It keeps going. You can find that on YouTube. So here we go. Up to the top. Far out. This is not going to be an irrigation podcast. This is going to be... If people have irrigation questions, ask them. Otherwise, we might not get to them. We've got a heap on Instagram, which I'll cover off in a sec, but we'll start with Shauno on YouTube. Is there a feature to submit photos and have recommendations of what products we need to use or to fix the lawn or rid the grubs? Yes, there is. So if you message us via the text function on our website, so lawnhub.com.au, bottom right-hand side, there's my face and little text icon. That comes through to me and Irvo at the moment, Jonesy when he's here, and then obviously whoever we hire to take over from that. Yep. Send photos there. You can email clint@lawnhub.com.au. That'll take longer because I'm only getting to them after I've done the others. Or you can DM us on Facebook or Instagram with those photos. They all come through to the same platform, and either Irvo or I will answer. If we don't know the answer, we'll find it out. We can probably cover 95% of the answers, I think, between you and me, and then...
Yeah, I think we'll be doing well.
We harass Jonesy if random stuff like how to kill winter grass in fescue, and what else was there? That was probably one of them.
No, it was winter grass in rye.
Was it? Yeah. I thought there was one in fescue. Yeah, because fescue's all right, isn't it? It was rye that was the issue. And it depends on the thickness of the fescue and...
Temperature outside. And,
yeah. So... I'm learning about lawn.
But yeah, often we'll a picture tells 1,000 words for us. So if we see, I guess, quality photos with, I guess, not a Nokia 5110, we can get a good understanding of what your issue is. What is it that you're actually wanting to achieve? And we can definitely help.
If you are, we can automate a lot of the answers to the questions, and AI is getting involved. One of the answers to the questions is, where are you? And can you send some photos, which is usually gets us in the way, because people will say, oh, what should I do with my lawn? I'm like, I don't know. Mow it. Like, we can't see, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Nick Smedley, hey gents, quick one. Spartan before Kaikuyu Reno or after? Cheers.
I would be getting it down before.
Yeah, I was going to say the same thing. Spartan, being a pre-emergent, will go into the soil. Your Reno, unless you remove a lot of soil, as in if you're scarifying or verticutting aggressively and you take the soil away, you shouldn't be removing any of the Spartan
Mine's more around timing.
Yeah, I was going to say, if you're not going to reno till October, you want your Spartan down now because we're starting, like the weather we're seeing, I've seen the weeds in my front lawn, they're actively growing, which means germination is going to occur soon.
Yeah, and then you go and run a Ryobi scarifier through it. You're going to break all that up and distribute through, so you're better off, taking that out early.
Yeah, I had this analogy, you know how there's like, the best time to plant a tree is 20 years ago, the second best time is now, right? You would have read that on some kind of Confucius say. I think it's like Spartan, like the best time to apply Spartan was a week ago, the second best time is now. And that's...
Well, what were you or Jonesy were saying, like obviously you can be late, but you can't be early necessarily. I mean, obviously not with too much rainfall.
Depends how much product you want to use as well. Like if you put it down 2 months too early, then you're just going to have to put it again down. But then once you get into a cycle of applying pre-emergent regularly, you just stick to your twice a year, right?
You see that photo of one of our customers with...
I'll send it. I'll send it over to the team now. I'll email it to you, Kira.
So
you can talk about it.
Yeah. So for those, so we had a customer that applied Spartan down on their lawn, and I guess must have had a smaller quantity spray bottle. Ran out and went to do the next half the next day, but forgot and didn't get to it for the whole season. So. We got sent some photos, I guess, as proof of how much this product works and the benefits of pre-emergent. And half the lawn is...
we'll show you.
Yeah.
So Matt can throw it up on the screen. Obviously, for anyone listening and not watching, you can describe it. But we'll throw it up on the screen.
You'll be able to see one half is obviously lawn and it's obviously still dormant and a little bit sparse being winter, but the other half looks quite green, but it's all... just full of winter weeds and broadleaf and what have you as well. So it was amazing to see.
That was in Woodcroft, South fucking Australia.
Was it? Okay.
Thank you, Dylan. So there's the answer to your Spartan question. Nathan Bartlett on Facebook. What should I do? I have buffalo coming into spring as it looks dead from winter. Thanks.
Dead from
winter. I guess my first thing is buffalo's not dead; it's dormant. Unless it's dead,
it's a warm season turf. So, again, I would be probably right now applying a bit of roots and shoots to it, just making sure there's enough food there. Especially from a roots and shoots, it's looking after the root structure. Coming into the warmer, again, as we just said, Spartan is important as well. And then I'd be mowing it, not down to the level of like scarification. Obviously, we've done some videos with Lawnhub showing people how to do buffalo. Just it's light scarifications because there's no rhizomes in the soil profile. They don't have that root structure like a cooch or a kikuyu. You want to sort of take it just off the top, so it's more of a lighter scalp or scarify. And then I would be, once the weather warms up, give it a good dose of Trojan and BBW and regular watering, regular mowing, no more than a third of the leaf, and let nature take its course.
Did you post it up? Sweet. Sorry.
You agree?
Yes. Do you want me to repeat what you said?
Nope.
You were checking if I was listening?
Nope. I haven't. I've tried this before. You do know.
No, I know exactly what you said.
That's right.
The plenty of water part obviously is really dependent on what is required. So plenty of water is a really hard thing to put into a physical number. It's like when I ask questions and people answer without the actual number. I'm like, so how long do you think this will take? And the answer is, not too long. I'm like, give me a number, like an hour.
Yeah.
I think water's the same, and we'll talk about that because I think we do need to cover some irrigation off today because we have talked, we've publicised it, but I'd love to dive into a bit about precip, and the answer to that question is relevant to how you're applying. Yeah. So let's move through these as quickly as we can. So Jack Chapo, sorry to go on about pre-emergent. I know you've suggested it's too early, but my Sir Walter Buffalo is covered with winter weeds now, and after a week of sun, the warmth has started the weed seeds. What now? Also, have you considered pursuing tenders in Perth? You should be on deck there in September. First, on the tenders in Perth, I'm not sure what you mean, as in if we're applying to win tenders. Can you clarify that? On the Sir Walter... winter weeds, you would have had to have put pre-emergent down.
Pre-emergent is exactly that. It's pre-germination. If it's there now, you can do one or two things. You can use a selective herbicide to take out wintergrass. There is a few different varieties, Polachek, Duke, David Groves. But depending on what you're wanting to do, like obviously, it warms up quick enough, it will dry out, and you'll notice power to die off, and then you focus on just keeping a healthy lawn, and then I would just be focusing on putting a pre-emergent down in autumn to stop it from growing back again in winter.
If you do have weeds sprouting up in your buffalo, it's worth identifying what they are before you start treating them. Obviously, NSFW will treat a lot of your weeds, and the majority of the questions that Matt and I are seeing at the moment about weeds are, how do I kill weeds? Once we see the weeds, there's usually I don't know, let's say 80% of the time NSFW will handle 80% of the work. There's also then winter grass creeping in, which we are recommending different products for that winter grass, but also in some cases, if it's not that bad, either let it die and obviously use pre-emergent into the next season to stop it from coming back, and just handle it with an NSFW type product. It's been rare for us to see weeds that are like, it's funny. I think it's not that it's rare. It's just that I don't know how to best describe it. Like we get those like really random weeds that are in a random lawn that we can't treat, but they're only like 1 in 100 questions, right? The majority of it's pretty much I've got broadleaf in Kikuyu or buffalo or Tiff Tough.
Yeah, and honestly, if it's ones that are, I guess, not necessarily registered, or they might be like, I guess we've had a few where they're like a sub part of a creeping oxalis, like they're part of the oxalis family.
Yep.
We know that NSFW will still tackle that, but it may not necessarily kill it. It might just suppress it, but that's good enough to sort of allow that grass to then take your turf to take over. And as you said, there's some that it might be as simple as glyphosate being brushed on with a paintbrush.
Yeah, which has been a regular one, and even Jonesy having like David Gray's crabgrass killer, but applied spot spray rather than, a broadcast spray. Yeah. On herbicides and insecticides and they're all herbicides, pre-emergent, post-emergent. Please follow the label. If you don't understand, ask for advice or read the label. That's generally the best way to do it. If you don't understand what calibrating a sprayer is, learn about it. If it's meant to be broadcast sprayed, which means applied to the entire lawn, do that. Don't spot spray stuff. That's when we see inconsistencies with the amount of product being applied and things dying. I'm going to move into some irrigation questions. Guys, there's a shitload of questions on here, and I guess it's indicative of the season has begun. One thing that I will read, Thomas Nisbet Smith says, was going to say the other week, this pod is not only about lawn, but it feels like social therapy / a session / meetup these days. It's very therapeutic. It's meant to be like that, right? This is not meant, like, lawn is not meant to be this, like, this person wins and this person loses. Lawn's meant to be about, and
why do we have lawns?
That's right. It's about your family, friends, sport. Like, lawn's tied to so many positive social things. And I've said this like earlier, not necessarily in podcasts, but maybe on YouTube, that my goal is just to have, it's like golf, right? You're trying to beat your score, right? So if your lawn's there, you're just trying to make your lawn better, right? And everyone has different levels of that. And we see that in the questions. What do you want? What's the goal? I just want a nice lawn. Okay, well then don't worry about all the other stuff. Just, get some basic lawn care principles in place. Yep. Feed it, wetting agent, mow it, water it. You're going to be fine. Like, if you want to go crazy, then we can do that too. So it is not too late to buy an air freshener to go in this week's draw, Nate Extreme. So if you want to do that, I'll do the draw at 3 o'clock here. Okay, so you've got 26 minutes to buy stuff, and then I'll do the draw then. But I'm going to start asking Irvo some irrigation questions because that is why he is here. Does anyone know about next week's guest?
Yeah, she's confirmed.
And we haven't publicly talked about it. So next week, Menina from Glenelg Golf Club is going to be here. She is a specialist in biodiversity and will help answer all your questions about biodiversity in her world, and then obviously how it interacts with your world. We do get a little bit of heat on the socials about being murderers and fuck biodiversity.
Menina's branched out too now. So
she's got her own business, right?
Correct. Yep.
Is it Thornbury Gilby?
Gilbert? Maybe. Yeah.
Menina Gilby? Gilby?
Yeah, maybe.
Sorry, Menina. Well, you can do an ad for yourself next week. But
she's very passionate about it.
She's such a wicked human being as well.
Yeah, I was going to say.
We bumped into her randomly now. Like, I'm assuming she has bad days, but I haven't seen one. She's always so happy.
She had her cauliflower tacos at our
Oh, that's right.
at
Yeah.
our grand opening. So.
Because she said she was going to come to it, and she's like, "Will there be vegetarian options?" And I wrote, "Yeah, of course," and then did nothing about
And then
it.
he rang me like, "Is there cauliflower there?"
Thankfully, they handled her requirements.
Yeah.
Josie, Kira doing God's work. I don't know if that's giving children cancer. No. Well, that's what God does, isn't it? No.
Depends on who you ask.
I just lost all of the Christian community.
What the hell?
All right. So what?
Oh, sorry, that
still-
one person had to leave.
Oh no! Welcome to our
Yeah.
agnostic podcast. My name is Clint, and I turn wine into we, not the other way around. Okay, so let's go. Where were they though? Instagram. You bounced them through to me, Dylan. Have there been any more questions, or those? There won't be any more. All right, so I'll ask this first one from Amarokos. I'm guessing that's someone in Australia that drives a Volkswagen. Amarok Oz, unless Amarok means something else. It's not the question. Don't worry.
Volkswagen Ute.
Okay. How do strip sprinklers work, and how crucial is selecting the correct one for your strip? So I'm assuming this is referring to side strips for verges and thin lawns.
Yep. So strip nozzle, I guess a normal nozzle that you would see is a circle. It's an arc. It's a 90-degree circle, half circle, three-quarter circle, that sort of thing. A strip series is designed for verges, so it's rectangular. The idea behind a left or a right strip is they would throw out, I would say 1.5 metres out and 4.5 metres to their right or to their left. The strip series is going to do, in the middle strip, would be doing the same thing. So it would throw 1.5 metres out and 4.5 metres each way. The idea behind those is we're trying to reduce the runoff or the throw, I guess, from what we would have seen maybe 20 years ago with standard fan sprays, just throwing straight out all over the road and water going everywhere. They're trying to target the lawns and the turf a little bit better. As far as selecting those nozzles, it's important, if we jump straight into it, it would be the importance of head-to-head coverage here. So what we tend to see a lot of the time on strips is them all going down one side and just sowing straight to the curb. It's important that we actually get that water coming back the other way as well to create an even amount of water of overlap to keep uniformity of water there. I would say the majority of the reason these strip series exist at 1.5 metres is because that's the average or close to that strip sort of distancing. There's not a perfect science with strip. I've got verges in my suburb that are over 2 metres wide. I would be putting strip series in at 1.5 metres.
If you do that on both sides, that's fine, right? Especially if you use MP rotators, you're going to get
It's the best of the product solution that's out there. Yeah.
Well, it is and it isn't, right? So you could go head-to-head at 2 metres, but you're putting in 400 sprinklers for a verge.
Correct.
Right? So it's the best solution, I guess, if you were to take in a Venn diagram of ease of install, precipitation, and cost, right?
Yeah.
Like it's the kind of the triple threat.
And then cost of water in that respect.
Speaking of triple threats, Justin Timberlake over here. Woo woo.
He just had to slot that in. It's an opportunity.
Bruh.
Sorry. Anyway, back to the show.
So as Clint was saying, I guess if you were looking at let's say a 10 metre strip of lawn,
Like 10 by 2.
10 by 2,
Yep.
I would be looking at something having one on each corner, so a total of 4 sprinklers, on one being on each corner there, and then one on either side halfway along.
This is very disrespectful. I'm just going to take Caesar's $20,000 irrigation design and we're going to draw all over it. This is the kind of work that WaterPro does if anyone's actually looking at... you trying to get me up on the screen? Am I there? Yeah. So this is the kind of work that WaterPro does. For those of you that are interested, I'm going to draw the lawn that Matt's talking about
Yep.
while he's talking about it.
Yeah, so Chris is ringing me.
What's that?
Chris is ringing me.
On the Josie Kira doing God's work, that was an internal message. That wasn't part of the podcast.
Oh.
So she was responding to something completely unrelated.
Okay.
Oh, Clint. Okay, so Matt's talking about a 10 by 2 meter strip,
Yep.
which you can see on the screen. Next time we do this, we'll do this digitally with our new studio, but
We've got digital pens and stuff, have we?
we'll buy some.
Yeah.
So you wanted one in each corner?
Yeah, and then one halfway along on each side.
So they're throwing 1.5 by...
They'll throw 1.5 out,
Yep.
and then they'll throw 4.5 meters.
Yep.
The middle ones will throw 4.5 each way, and then the other ones will throw 4.5.
There you go. So that's how you use those sprinklers. If that was designed with normal pop-ups, I'll do the extra sprinklers that you would require in green. It doesn't work like that. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. There you go. Imagine that's green. 2, 4, 6.
Yep.
That's how many sprinklers you'd need if you did it with traditional head-to-head. Is that... Perfect. What do you like about this new piece of paper? How it covers my face? Anyway, one of the questions that he asked was, how do they work? Do you know how side strips actually physically throw that water like that? It's just a nozzle design?
When you and me were, we watched them in production.
Was I meant to be listening?
I think you were focused
I think you
were focused on where was lunch.
Yeah. Shut the fuck up.
It makes sense, yeah.
Hey, I'm an innocent bystander.
It was, they have like an interrupter to stop at that angle that they're set. It won't let the water throw as far. So the water can still turn, but it seems like there was like a blocking mechanism in it. That just, the same thing still turned because that same groove heads to the right or to the left, but it wasn't allowing initially straight out just to go that far, which is pretty cool.
Kira says she has a little USB drawing pad that you can use for digital diagrams going forward.
That's pretty cool.
Fucking A.
Yeah.
Fucking A. I think I have one somewhere here.
And you'll be getting timed, like how quick, like this squiggle, you got 60 seconds to quickly draw something.
Can you bless me with something money-wise?
All right, so I'm going to finish the Instagram questions. What's wrong? 17 minutes till we give away a Ryobi Scarifier or the money. Dylan. All right, so next question. You like this one? This is from Shan Evs, who has been a long-time follower of the podcast and should be listening today, but he's probably working. MP versus R-Vans, what's your preference?
What's your preference?
It's really funny. I'm quite agnostic on this, and
Have you got both like me?
Yeah, I've got MP rotators in my front. So my front yard's a complete Hunter system, and my backyard's a complete Rainbird system. So
I'm exactly the flip.
So I've got a Rainbird ESP ME controller with a link module running DVF valves through MP rotators, and then I've got a Hunter hydrolyzed system running PGV valves with, I think, AccuSyncs. With MP rotators. Look, I think from my experience, the R-Vans...
You put AccuSync on the valve?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
On each valve. I got it for free.
Yeah. No, that's fine.
And then Lynn sent me a packet of 4-inch pros bodies with pressure regulating stems. And I was like, I'm not digging them up. Like, you can... Cool. With AccuSyncs is what... Because that's a better system. But I think... R-Vans are easier to adjust and I think are more agile and nimble in different areas, but lose their arc and can fuck up quicker. Whereas MP rotators, I feel, don't have the same distance and angular depth, but generally hold their arc better. You're not going back and fixing them all the time.
I agree with that. I guess the straight up my opinion is that I think an MP rotator is better. I think the R-Vans push down and adjust
that
feature is great,
and
pull up flush is great. That being said, 95% of properties, maybe less in Perth, are running on mains water, which is quite clean. There's not really a lot going through those nozzles. Yeah. I think an MP rotator is easy to adjust.
Yeah, and if you design it properly, then it's fine.
Yeah.
So and look, the one thing that I guess MPs have a lower precipitation rate, so most people would call it 10. I think it's 11 on a lot of charts, and it depends how they're
10
designed.
or 11, yeah.
I think it's easier to
Then up to 20 on
simple
the,
math
on
it.
the SRE range. So
yeah, that's the answer. I know that's a shitty answer, but it's an answer.
yeah, well, it's not a shitty answer. It's
an answer.
We've experienced.
It's not a
product.
definitive answer. His was.
I think Rainbird used to have a rotary nozzle before they went to like their push down options. They were flawless. But the problem with those is you had to buy a half circle, quarter circle, so they were a little bit more rigid.
We had to hold
you didn't
more
have
stock
that,
if you're an installer.
yeah, and you didn't have that adjustment. Like no backyard's perfectly 90 degrees on every corner. Like it changes.
Mine is. No, well, on the 90s it is.
Yeah, that was my plan. Design when I landscaped my yard. I'm like, I'm going to design this. The back
Around
is
the
you see
sprinkler
my
system.
back lawn.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
this is perfectly designed.
A two squared rectangle. That's just what we want.
800 SRs
Yeah.
done. Front yard, I was more
Bit more
about
complex.
I wanted a pathway, and
Sweeping
stuff.
curves and the emotion of the
Yeah,
design.
how does it feel walking to the front door?
Yeah. Shout out to Ryan from Outscapes for designing my backyard originally with curves and then getting told to redesign it with straight lines.
On like the day of build, I reckon it was. You said, "What's that?"
I'm not
You're like,
fucking
"That's
putting. How am I supposed to
that's
put a
my
sprinkler
edge."
on this curve? It's probably cost me $5,000 to change it. All right, so the Tool Shed, who is a long-time friend of Lawnhub, says, want to set up my irrigation in the front, but I can't be fucked. Ha ha. That's not a question. It has a question mark. What are you getting at? You want us to come and put it in? Because I don't dig trenches.
Yeah. He's a good dude.
He's a good dude. He should dye his hair again.
Well, when he had that like pink, red.
Was he playing Green Day? I think he was playing a character in Green Day in a local play.
Like the lead singer,
Yeah.
That's cool.
Brandon Nixon? Is that the lead singer?
Yeah.
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 Shut up, Justin Timberlake.
Just got a promotion here.
Ugh, I need longer cords.
Nah, I would say figure out plan how you want to put it in.
Yeah.
It's not as big a task. I mean,
No, it's just a trench.
He's got some
He's
big
a big
property.
block, yeah.
But it's not that bad.
Put in a proper irrigation system, then you can stop worrying about using all the
Grab a
shitty nozzles from your
Get a
mates
trenching
at the green
machine and then.
Yeah, just
sponsor
start
it.
talking about it on your socials. Someone will lend you a trencher
That's
for
right,
free.
Exactly.
All right, what else we got? Tyson PH, beginner to lawn maintenance here. Is it better to mow before or after fertilising / weeding, etc.? Not an irrigation question. You snuck through. You want to go first?
You and me were probably on the opposites of this a little bit, but I
I go off label a bit.
I think it depends on how like Jumanji is your backyard. Or, like,
Is it Brazilian or not?
yeah. So if it's brown snake territory, then cool. Mow. Leave it.
Give it some time.
Leave it a day.
For the what do they call it? The quarterize the leaf, like to seal over the cut.
Yeah. Like you cut your arm off, like
Let it quarterize.
burn it off.
Yeah.
And then, yeah.
One part of the question is weeding, which you can't mow and then apply NSFW. That's important to know.
Correct.
Shit, did I send Bearded Sith his cap? I was told him I would, didn't I? Last week. Fuck. Sorry, Sith.
But yeah, I believe personally,
Do you know
I
what the
would
question
be
was? Is that a spare cap next to the TV?
from Bearded Sea.
That was the cap I gave him last week, and I never sent it to him. I'm busy, man. Come and pick it
Was
up.
the question about fertilising or
No, it was
NSFW?
like basically the question was, do I mow before or after fertilising / weeding? So I guess to cover off what you said, if you do need to mow and then let it set kind of thing, like let the leaf seal over and give it a couple of days before you fertilise, especially liquids. You don't want to be putting liquids straight down.
No, but from an NSFW standpoint, I would be applying that before you mow. Even if it is long,
Yep.
you want to get that onto the
And you
as much
probably
of the
don't want to
crown of
mow
the
for
plant.
like probably 4 days after that because you need time for those
Taken
weeds
up.
to take it up.
Yep.
I would.
That changes once the season warms up.
Yeah.
As per our weed and feed, we say the other way. We want to see that, feed it, get it everything actively growing, and then apply it. So,
That's a separate thing to mowing, but yeah, like you could probably
and
mow.
then, but then I would mow prior to
day
that.
1, fertilise day 2 or 3, water well, weed and feed day 10.
Everything's going to come
That's
up
right.
anyway.
NSFW.
Well, by that point, everything's grown again anyway. So
What else we got? Is it true that you need to be QBCC registered in Queensland for irrigation work? From fitness trainer GC. It looks like someone's looking for a change
change your career.
Change of career. Most people that get into fitness only last a couple of years. It's
what's
pretty
that?
full on.
what's that? The
Queensland Business Consumer Commission, maybe
it's
QBCC.
construction.
Okay, cool,
I think
whatever.
it's part of the construction. From my understanding,
It's fucking Sith. Oh god, I swear Sith's going to be on, like, literally employed on this podcast at some point.
I don't understand and have a full knowledge of the Queensland regulations, but
We don't really have a full understanding of the Adelaide regulations.
Well, I don't know that.
I don't think they do.
Yeah, they don't.
Shout out to Irrigation Australia. Whoops.
Yeah.
I'm legally blind.
I understand that to obtain that license, you need to have a minimum of a Cert 3 in irrigation or a Cert 2 in horticulture.
Yeah.
And then I think it's like $730 to, I think, from what I could see a while back, that it was like that's what it kind of costs to get a license. But I don't understand if that's almost like, as we see here with Irrigation Australia, is that just a recommendation, or is that a legally binding, like you cannot do X on a property without that, like a plumber could?
So I'll try to answer this as quickly as I can with as much information as possible around licensing and regulation. In developed and large industry, there is regularly licensing available. So plumbing, electrical, building, construction, that kind of thing, because the industry was so big that there was a body created to kind of manage it. And then they worked with the government to develop regulations, and they kind of like industry-driven legislation. Mm-hmm. Then that ties back to government, and then it's all good. For industries like landscaping is one, and irrigation is obviously even a smaller industry. A lot of times the regulation hasn't been developed yet because the industry doesn't have a body at all, or B, that the body doesn't have enough funding to be able to actively lobby government to implement change. So the Landscape Association of South Australia, for example, are working towards lots of different things around recognition of apprenticeship, like changing it from a landscape traineeship to an apprenticeship, because you get different acknowledgements. Yep. All of that takes so much time. So you have to do industry consultation, get letters from people, like you have to get support from like related bodies, all that kind of thing. And so from an irrigation standpoint, it's just not there yet. And so the challenges they're going to have is that nationally, it would be ideal that it would be pushed from a national level. Unfortunately, it'll probably be fragmented because each state government do their own shit, and so it'll be all over the place. My advice to you, if you do want to get into irrigation and you just want to do the very best thing you can, is do your own research. So go find out what is legally thing. And so calling like the Office of Consumer and Business Affairs or the Construction Commission or whatever would be a good idea. You might be able to find some information from Irrigation Australia. They're not going to like me saying this, but I'm going to say it anyway. I don't even think they fully understand what's going on, and they're probably doing the best they can with the resources they have. I'm not inside it, so I don't know.
Yep.
So I would say go out and do as much knowledge digestion as possible. We do a lot of YouTube videos and trainings. Go work for someone that's doing it.
It's also a tiered approach, like as in, I guess the question being around, is it required? It's all, I guess, for irrigation, but what part of irrigation are you doing?
That's right, because 25 mil and below is different to main lines. And
correct.
I think
are
in
you
South
connecting
Australia,
into the potable network, or are you connecting into just off of a tap of someone's house?
Yeah.
So there's
are you putting a tap timer on?
Correct.
I think in South Australia, and I'm prefacing this with I don't fully understand it and I don't actually know, that you need to be a licensed plumber up to a master valve. So mainline and master valve, that falls under the plumbing regulation, and that's licensed
and
plumber.
All up to that is watermark approved.
That's right.
Well. Yep.
And then after that can be potentially an irrigation installer or a homeowner. It's blurry and it's shit. The problem is that everything ties back to money, and there's obviously not enough problems occurring or not enough fines to be charged for a government body to spend their time on this, would be the real shitty blunt answer, I think.
I think it's probably a level of risk.
Yeah. Why worry about it, right? Like,
well, chance
no one's
of,
dying,
chance of,
so
that's what I
let's
mean,
just
chance
leave
of
it,
death. Like,
whereas regulation around, catch me if you can, being a doctor, yeah, you probably need to have your license because you're cutting people open, right? Like, it's different. Pilots, yep, cool, that makes sense. Irrigation, they're like, yeah.
I think the only one
Someone
that you
got
see
wet.
is probably, I mean, this starts to go a little bit off topic, but it's the...
This is what this podcast is about, Matthew.
Yeah, but as we start to talk about, regulations and requirements is when we see the fertigation units going in.
We had a question come through about fertigation on the chat the other day, and I just said, look, I don't think the juice is worth the squeeze. Like I think
There's so much money and infrastructure going in, and you have to have testable double checks installed by a plumber, tested every year.
also to get accuracy of something like money shot's impossible. There's always overspray, and you're going to be spraying stained liquids on your concrete and your fence.
Yeah, and is that person spending that money on a fertigation unit have an 85 to 95% uniformity on their DU?
You want to talk about distribution?
On their system? Otherwise, the efficiencies of a solo sprayer are far higher as applying.
Especially with me on the other end of the wand.
Yeah.
It's 4 minutes to 3.
Cool.
So I'm going to grab the numbers that Kira told me, which ended in 67018. So I'm going from 67019. Is that correct?
Yep. Do a number generator.
Yep. Random. Am I doing it? You want to throw a random number generator on that screen? Cool. That works for me.
Am I in the way of said screen?
No, they'll make the screen the screen.
Oh, yeah, true.
Do you want me to do your job too?
Got to be a button for that.
He needs some milk.
No, it's this one. All right. Cox is the lawnmower I'm looking at the moment. Shopify.
It's a bush ranger.
No, I'm just looking at it. Looking at Cox.
Yeah. That's a button.
What's this? We haven't used this one.
Oh, you gotta give him that huck too and spit on that thing.
All right. So the last number is not that number. What the heck? I mean, what's a heck? Why would I talk like that?
I was going to say you're Christian.
Like I'm a frustrated preacher. What the heck? Okay. We got some noise. Got some noise from Kira. Okay. All right. So 68095. Don't press that yet. What am I doing? I'll grab another can of lemon squash when you got a sec. So 67019 to 68095. So it wasn't far from a 1 in 1,000. Yep. Mm-hmm. Also, as the season gets busier, that's going to be a 1 in 2,000 and 1 in 3,000. So, are you ready? No, that's fine. We trust Google, right?
Is the second prize here from the start or just from this week?
This here is from the end of the last week to today.
Yep.
So whatever, it was 4 o'clock. So it was whatever
the
time
same
it was.
pool. The whole pool was for the mower.
And then all of them go into the draw for the mower, and then a rotary scissors of some because Sith's just thrown that in, and then probably like
Could you tight ass because you?
Yeah, he didn't say that. I think he can't. He was dancing around it. Okay, so if Kira press that button now. 67629. 67629
Halfway through.
was purchased on the 13th of August by a gentleman or lady. Don't want to be presumptuous, called Paul. Well, actually, his email address has the word men in it, so I'm going to say Paul's a dude. Paul M from Bargo, New South Wales. Congratulations. You have won a OB Scarifier and battery pack. I will email you about that. Paul was also privileged enough to... Pardon?
It's a nice one.
Yeah, nice one, Paul. Paul bought 2 liquid weed and feed packs. So he obviously has 2,000 square metres of turf, or he's a very good friend. So Paul will also be in the draw along with name of person who won last week.
Did he buy 2 in the one transaction?
Yeah.
Rookie mistake. Could have got 2 entries, but he did well.
He would have had to pay 2 deliveries.
Oh, true.
And who cares? Because his entry won.
That's right.
So shut up. And the delay it might have taken might have pushed him another number over.
That's right.
So sorry to everyone who didn't win this week, but you are still in the draw to win a Bush Ranger 17-inch lawnmower or 17% of the value. Sorry, 70% of the value in cash. on the 30th of September. So tune into that podcast. Is Stonesy back? It's August? 30th of August.
Yeah, we're playing golf and then...
On the 30th of August. That's Friday. You're not playing golf. You got a barbecue at Kent Town and then you got a fucking podcast. Is he back?
No, he's not back.
Are you working that day?
I'm working that day. I'm not playing golf that day. I'm playing golf the day before.
You might be
He
on
wants
that
to get some
podcast.
golf in before he comes back.
You might be on that podcast.
Okay.
I think there's a lot of irrigation interest.
Cool.
I definitely know there is. Don't be sorry. Come on the bushy. Okay, I will. All right.
Oh my God!
Got Kira again.
We have one more irrigation question and then we'll move back into the normal podcast. Kira, please don't forget my lemon squash. Fitness trainer, we asked, what course would you recommend doing if you wanted to provide irrigation service? Oh, that's a second question from fitness trainer. Fitness trainer, you should reach out. We can probably help you find a job in irrigation.
What course?
I would do Clint's irrigation basics course on YouTube.
You're not far off, mate. So
I reckon I'm the leading irrigation trainer in independent irrigation. I don't know. I'm coming to get my drink. Keep talking, Matt.
yeah, I guess if you want to do a Cert 3 in irrigation, which is probably what they class as technically the trade certificate in it, look, that's going to take you 3 or 4 years. There's no downside to it. It's just you're going to have to find an RTO to do it for you or do it with. I would
actually finish it.
yeah, and show up to teach you.
Yeah. And actually bother coming to the final part of the course so you can get your certificate and just get signed off.
But again, if you're looking to do residential irrigation,
that's a good question.
Like irrigation services, I would be, you know what, our training that we provide
Would get you close.
online. You would have and then like do some work with unless you're already doing this
Well,
stuff.
this
do some work
person's,
with.
I think they're based in the
and
Gold
whatever.
Coast. I would go find the most customer-centric irrigation store and go in there and say, I want to do this. I want to learn about it. Who's the best? Who's doing it? You could go get a job working for them, or offer to work alongside them, or go to trainings and start doing it. I mean, the hard thing is you need experience to get work, and you need work to get experience.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think irrigation's definitely one where I think as a course can teach you so much. But what I've learned outside of, I guess, just sitting down and doing modules is 20-fold. So,
Yep.
yeah,
Nothing like real life experience.
Exactly. So, yeah, find a landscaper, find someone who's specialising in irrigation, and work with them and learn what's, I guess, good practices and bad practices.
If you found a good leader, like if someone came to me and said, hey, I want to start doing, I don't know, whatever, can I come and work for you for 2 years and learn about it? I probably would take them. Like if you did a half year of training.
We've had staff that have
Yeah.
been open about
Yeah.
what their intentions are, and by all means, for sure, come on board. So,
All right. Instead of come on bush. So beginner to lawn care, we've answered all those questions. Yeah. You kind of have to self-educate, unfortunately. I don't think it's not as easy as like, if you wanted to do an arts degree, you go to uni and do 12 hours a month for 7 years and walk out unemployed. Like you have to actually self-learn.
Mm-hmm.
Not getting any reaction from the arts degrees in the room.
I'll have you know. Yeah, I will have you know.
My resume. Here's my resume.
Nah, it's not fun. I've got school.
So, okay, I'm going back to the other. We did have a question come through from Sith, who I think we have to now let Sith only have 3 questions a podcast because this is getting out of control. But it was a very funny question. It said, what golf clubs does Matt use? He must have extra large, double XL grips. His fingers are actually quite short,
I saw you
my friend.
chuckle and then look at my fingers, and I was like, where is this heading?
Your emotional intelligence is too high. Oh, hang on, we've got irrigation questions. Answer the golf club question because I know you're probably keen to.
What golf clubs do I use?
Yep.
I use Cobra Forge Tech irons, a Scotty Cameron putter, of course.
$800 if you want one of them.
Scotties don't miss, unless I'm using them. I have a Ping G430 3-wood, a Ping G33 hybrid, and a Callaway Paradigm Triple Diamond driver.
And a 2 in the pink, 1 in the stink glove from Golf Gods.
Do I?
But if you guys want to sponsor Matt, send us a golf. Yeah. Okay, some irrigation questions. Don't worry about my golf clubs, man. Won't talk about mine. Peter Guffo on Facebook says, are you going to do water features? So, Peter, I don't know if that's you having a dig at me because I've never finished a water feature and that was a business I used to have. I'm assuming you don't know that.
You've never finished one?
Not the ones that we were charging to do. When I ran a business called Fluid Designs.
Yeah, I know the water feature business.
Yeah, we
I didn't
never
know that you
actually finished a water feature.
Did you take
We
take
took
money?
a deposit for
Oh, a deposit. Okay.
I think we got paid in full. I don't know if I talked to Dylan about this, but we charged $2,000 to build a stone water feature bigger than that wall.
Yep.
And the tiles were falling as soon as the weather hit 40 degrees. The stone was just falling off the wall because there was grips at 51, which is a bitumized waterproofing agent that we were gluing tile adhesive to, which you can't do. They don't stick to each other. You need to use a C1P, I think, or something similar. And I don't know if we gave him his money back, but I said to Dylan, the dude, I think he lives, I know the street, I won't say it, but it's in Ross Trevor. I could go to his house right now and I could walk up. I know exactly the house. And I was like, I think I just want to go give this guy $2,000 and just go, I don't know if we covered this or not, but if we didn't, I'm sorry. It was an interesting time. We were still learning how to do it.
Just out the back staring at blue board for the last 15 years.
Probably. No, I think he would have sorted it out. Here we go. This is a good question for you, Matt. How do I work out when my irrigation system has irrigated 10 mil of water? From Adam Golding 4 on Instagram.
All right, a couple of ways. You can either reverse calculate what you have put in if you know exactly what your system is and what your spacings are and what your pressures are. You could probably use that by looking at the theoretical books. The other way would be to use catch cans. Which we sell, but they're and most all irrigation shops will sell these, or should sell these.
Catch cans?
Yeah.
Bet you they don't.
So hence should.
Mm-hmm.
They are basically plastic cones that you sit on a spike. You want to grid them out. So depending on the size of the lawn, but you probably want about 20 cans out there. Turn it on for 10, 15 minutes and work out, I guess, how many mils that are there. You average out all those, the mils that are in those cups by the minutes that are there, reverse calculate that back to mils per hour, and that's your number. So and obviously the benefit of having those cups, a lot of people are buying them because they're using them in different areas of their lawn.
But what about tuna tins?
The problem with the tuna tin is the opening of the tuna tin. I've seen it done, but the diameter's not big
enough.
Not capturing that, and then the mils that are in there, I guess how has it hit it? Has it caught the edges? Whereas these are actually specifically opened up area, designed for it. So you'd get close with a tuna tin, but it's not as accurate. The best way is obviously to know exactly what's doing is you put your catch can grid nice and evenly. And I guess I say this by putting 5 by 5 cans nice and evenly spaced, not all just in one corner. And then you'll also get a bit of an understanding of where are the cans full of water and where are they dry. So you understand if you've got any other areas as far as uniformity across your lawn too. So, which gets into uniformity testing as well, which is what we do on golf course greens, sporting ovals, cricket pitches, that sort of stuff. So,
if you are watering with a garden hose, you can actually work out pretty accurately how many litres the hose delivers per minute, and then work out your square metre rate. And we could actually reverse engineer that to tell you how many minutes it would take to apply 10 mil. Obviously,
like sprayer calibration, that method has to be repetitive. You need to water the same style.
Accurately watering. Correct. So you will put out an average of 10 mil over the area. It's just not necessarily that the precipitation is matched over each square metre.
Yeah.
And I didn't go to any universities. Actually, I went to O Week at Adelaide University.
And a lot of the time what we see is if someone's put sprinklers on one side and then not on the other side, and we do get a lot of these questions as you've done. It's like, can I just put my sprinklers on
They're
one
not
side
questions,
and throw
they're
away?
fucking comments. They're like, I'm just going to do the sprinklers on one side. That's all right. Yeah.
That'll be okay.
Yeah.
No, it will not.
No. Oh, we're going
You
to do
must
it anyway.
both
Well, then
ways.
stop asking.
But it should be okay, shouldn't
Yeah,
it?
it should be fine.
It
Yeah,
will
just
not.
water for longer.
The idea is that you will get your 10 mil, as Clint's saying, at near the sprinklers, and you might only be 1.5 to 2 mil at the other end. And so in order to get 10 mil at, if you're only getting 2 mil down the end, in order to get 10 mil at the other side, you'd actually have to water the area 5 times as long, which means you're potentially putting 50 mil up at the top in order to get 10 mil down the bottom. I hope that makes sense.
We have
If
a
not,
video.
jump onto Clint's videos.
Yeah. Go to waterpro.com.au. No, YouTube has videos on it. You might even be watching one right now. And we have I guess every irrigation training session that we do, we videotape and put it up there. I know that I did do an explanation of that. Did we do some quick Q&A or something? I feel like I've talked about how to calculate the garden hose precip before, but I've done it in a training session. Anyway, Google is our Lord and Savior, and if you go to Google and just search for that exact thing, you'll find it.
A lot of the time I say to friends that are using their hose to water their lawn, like, I've been out there for half an hour, that'd be right, yeah. And I was like, normally...
We are no longer friends.
It's not... The answer's no normally. Like, you'd be surprised how little you standing out there for half an hour to cover that area.
If you work on, say 30 litres a minute, which you might get, but you wouldn't get. You're probably getting 18.
Correct.
So if you worked on 18 litres a minute times by 30... 18 times 30, I don't need a calculator for that, but so that's 540 litres. You would need to be doing that over, 54 square metres to make 10 mil?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
So there's your answer. If the lawn was
Providing
100...
you're evenly
that's
distributing
right, but
it
that's
too.
the average.
You hope they are, yeah.
What just happened?
That also is important that you just said...
I've got to stop being mean to God. Something's going on.
As you just said then too, this is important, 540 litres in half an hour, right? So an hour of watering, they've done 1,000 litres, and yet people have got 1,000-litre rainwater tanks on the side of their house hoping that'll set me through summer, and it's literally got you through one night's
This is
on
me
the hose.
contributing to my reduction of global warming.
Correct. Has no benefit.
Do you believe in global warming?
I do not. I think that we...
Oh, this is going to be good.
I think our historic data that we have doesn't go back enough to see the circle that we're...
The actual cycles.
It's just cycles. Yeah.
Yep. I am on the same page. Sorry.
Then you've got to see it at a smaller scale with La Nina and El Nino. It's just that over a larger, I guess, data set. If that makes
In
sense.
saying that, I don't think we should be fucking
not saying we're
spraying nuclear waste into the sky, right?
Yeah,
Just
I
calm the fuck down.
But I don't think it's...
You know, the positive of all the dolphins dying is we might find that a new ocean beast evolves from that death, and we have like what's better than tuna sushi, right? Like it could be tuna sushi times 10.
Like Megalodon.
But like you slice it and you're just like, oh my God. And it tastes good, right? But also it's got like some kind of like hallucinogenic properties, but you just have a little bit.
If I knew this fish was going to be this good, I'd be putting my aerosol into the sky earlier.
That's right. Maybe strap the aerosol cans to planes and just like seed them.
All right, let's move to the next question.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Clinton is cloud seeding.
I was spinning the wheel of conspiracy theories. Matt never lands on cloud seeding. All right. Bretzy12 on IG. Any rule of thumb for a cost per square metre for the cost of pop-ups?
Oh.
That's a hard one residentially.
Yeah, because sizing is where it... As we just discussed with the strips,
Yeah.
that's... You could go... That could be
150
5 or
bucks.
6 metres wide.
Yeah.
And then how much pressure do you have?
And then the challenge is,
How do you want to
do you
control
draw
it?
the line at pop-ups, or do you add the cost of the valves and the controller? And if the controller is a Wi-Fi enabled controller, commercially we're probably seeing $4 to $6 a square metre supply and install on big jobs.
No.
More. That's supply
Like
only.
getting close to $9 and $10.
Yeah, so 4 to 6 supply.
Probably five supply.
5 and 5.
Correct.
But then if you add like
for clean turf.
that's right.
Yep.
Open access.
Correct.
But if you then have to add a Lay Industries box and comms card, then it might go up.
No, that's
included
about
in that.
right? Yep.
Sorry. If you are interested
It's fine.
in getting an irrigation design quoted, fuck, I've got to do the weekly cut. We WaterPro have a free irrigation design service, which we'll link up somewhere. But if you just go to WaterPro's page and go to the where is it?
We'll do an irrigation design for you,
How
free
many
of
tabs?
charge.
How many tabs do you have open on your screen at any one time, Matt?
I'm going to say 20.
Yeah, I've gone past the point where you have to go deeper into it. They don't all fit.
But you have a desktop on your second screen, so I've just run double.
Oh, that's where I
double
keep my
browsers.
files.
It seems just a bad top drawer.
Yeah. I need that to be touchscreen. So sorry, waterpro.com.au. Go to shop now. Fucking hell, Dylan.
Irrigation design plan. or
It's
something?
not that. It's down the bottom. Right down the bottom of that, it says free irrigation design and quote.
Cool.
Anyway, we'll send that to you. That'll be in the weekly
You
cut.
get an itemised quote.
But no design, so calm down.
Yep. If you go ahead with the irrigation supply, you'll get the design from us.
Or if you come through the Australian Lawn Fanatics, you get the design, don't you?
What do you mean?
Don't we give them to the OzLF that have a discount code and then they get the designs?
Maybe if it is something
I
you're
reckon
doing,
it is.
I'm not across it. But
We do that to support the fanatics that support us.
yep. Normally we would say, alternatively, happy to provide you the irrigation design, just pay a small fee, and then if you do go ahead with it, we'll give you that back off.
Is Isaac got like a fucking employment review coming up? He just said, I'm also a fan of Matt.
Isaac's a good dude.
He is a good dude. He's sucking up though. I don't like that. He's. I wonder if he's there. Isaac, don't forget to come and get your red wine.
He got donuts today. As well.
I'm sponsoring Isaac's alcoholism. So when he leaves on a Friday, I'll give him a bottle of red.
You know that? Do you know that video of the guy playing
like Coke
Fleetwood
putting
Mac
caffeine in this shit.
drinking crumbly juice?
Oh yeah,
It's going to be Isaac.
Dogface
cruising
killer.
home on his.
Dogface killer. Dogface 66655.
Yeah, that's going to be Isaac cruising home on his
On his
bushy.
push bike, listening to Dreams, just like drinking red. Robbo Hamilton on IG. Windy in there. Is that from this?
Yeah.
Mudge as a special guest? Question mark. He's definitely special. He will never be a guest. No?
I know. I laughed.
Where's my thing?
Yeah.
That was a...
As far as square meterage rate on residential, what are we seeing? Like the average home for a backyard automated irrigation system is probably 800 with Wi-Fi, like a Hunter Pro HC controller, 4 valves connected into a mains.
Delivered with all the support you need to install it
polypipe
yourself.
delivered, the whole lot. Yeah.
Yep. All professional products as well. Not that junk you see at hardware shops. It feels like I'm in a weed and feed ad.
Stop sign.
Yeah, not allowed to make ads there anymore. If you go to Irrigation Australia's website and then go into careers, the website shuts itself. Enough said. That's his 5th comment for today.
Sits on fire.
He's on fire. Well, don't get an irrigation system installed by... Oh, no, that was going to be like put out the fire. Anyway.
Yeah.
Marcus Mazzolo wants to know, what shorts and pants are you guys wearing? Matt is wearing shorts.
I am wearing my FXD shorts, and I wear FXD pants.
Yeah?
Yep.
I am wearing denim jeans, actually, today. I buy these jeans from Just Jeans.
Mm-hmm.
I can walk in there and grab a 38-30 because I'm fat. So the waist is... I should be a 36, but I'm a 38. And so I have to get 30 long because I'm fatter than I am tall.
Yep.
And they're real dark blue. And then as soon as they start fading, I buy new ones. And so they only last about 2 months. They lose a colour. And so I got about, 12 or 15 pairs in my drawer.
My FXD's got a bit of stretch because
These are good like that.
I pick and choose when
You can
I'm
train
going to
in
be
these.
like on my water fast versus a mess, just
fucking
being an
hell.
absolute mess.
Manjarang on YouTube. Not expecting this. What's your handicaps apart from the obvious?
Yeah. I was gonna say,
Like,
we're not there. You first?
I think I'm 36.4.
Hold, please.
Matt will look it up for you now. That is a legitimate Golf Australia handicap that I maintain. I still have flag rounds.
Why do you maintain it?
So that I can fucking dominate when we play in Ambrose events.
Yep. And might I add, drain 30-foot putts
Oh, I can putt like a motherfucker. So
with a new putter every time.
yeah, just give me your putter and I'll sink the putt. I joke about it, but it's half serious. Growing up,
36.6.
36.6, I've blown out. So blown out by 0.2.
Yeah, from 3 years ago when you submitted a card.
Growing up, I played a lot of putt-putt. I think that was, I don't know if it was just school holidays or if it was custody visits, but we did a lot of putt-putt. And so I'm pretty handy with the putter. Matt, they're probably curious to know
Your last round was 12 months to the day
Oh, really?
Yep.
There you go.
at,
That would have been winter.
at Teachery Gully Golf Course.
I would have had an argument with one of the members as well. Fucking assholes.
You go in there with a bit of a preempted mindset.
Nah, they're dickheads, man. Some of those guys just need to go home and sleep and fucking drink cups of tea. They shouldn't be on the golf course.
And my handicap is for 4.2.
Oh, you'd be good for a round then. You've blown out as well.
I have played.
That's good. Let's go play some Ambrose events.
I'm finding myself.
When we play Ambrose, we use my handicap because they won't usually give us above 27 unless you have a legit above 27. So we go grab someone like Geordie Sherritt who's playing off.
Above 18.
Yeah, they'll make me play 18, won't
Yeah.
they? So we go grab Geordie Sherritt who's off 0.
Ex-pro.
And we got another mate who plays off about 8 or 9. And then Matt's 3. And then my 36. And we pretty much win no matter what.
Yep. We just won the
TMSA?
turf.
Back to back? No. We've won it twice.
No, it was yeah. Yeah, we definitely.
Oh, God.
We at least won this one.
There you go. It is Gilby. Torgerson Gilby on IG. Mudgy as a guest. Fucking hell. What are we going to talk to him about?
Who said Mudgy's guest?
Manina.
Anita, don't provoke
You're just
him.
fucking flaming the flames. Fanning the flames.
That's right.
Trying to put out a fucking fat fire with water.
I don't know.
Hey, Dill.
Barossa. Talk anything around the Barossa.
The Barossa, yeah, we could do that. How's your BYD hallucinations going? Asked bearded Sith. You haven't had a chance to talk to Matt about the dolphin. There is a dolphin as well.
Dolphin and a seal.
Yeah, I sat behind one. Mandurang on YouTube.
I'm not across this.
We'll talk about it after the show.
Okay.
It's not it's not important at all. Do you believe in aliens?
Yes.
All right. As in, not in Japan where I was an alien, but like the ones that come from outer space.
Tom DeLong.
Do you think aliens walk among us?
Yes.
Do you think that they appear to be human?
No.
A la Elon Musk.
No.
Okay.
Not that.
So we just haven't seen them?
I think they.
Or some people have.
I think some people have. And they're either.
And they're locked up or they're medicated.
Yeah.
Whew, speaking of medication, what do you got in your bag, Kira? Anything good?
Do you?
Not on me, but I could probably get
Do
something
you
delivered.
believe in aliens?
I don't know. I think that there is other life forms outside of ours. I don't know. I just figure if there's aliens and
It's arrogant to think otherwise.
yeah, well, there's too much going on.
Yeah.
Unless we're a simulation, and then there is no aliens other than the
Like Matrix.
yeah that made the simulation. But I think if there was aliens, they either came here and were like, "Fuck, these guys are idiots," and they left because they'd have to get here. They'd have to be smarter than us, right? Because we can't get there. Or they came here and they're just like, "Hey guys, how you going?" So I figured that we would have seen them if they existed.
Yeah.
Why would they hide? Because they're smarter than us. Maybe that's why. Who knows?
Rogan's comedy talks about that.
Yeah.
So it's good.
I haven't watched that yet.
Oh, yeah.
I don't
I won't
rate
spoil
Joe
it for
Rogan as a
everyone.
comedian like I do as a podcaster
No.
and a UFC commentator.
I completely agree. I just gave it the respect because of those other two. I was like, I'll watch this.
He just did a podcast with Adam Sandler
Yeah.
and they just talked about stand-up comedy for 2 hours and it was probably the most missionary podcast and he copped so much shit on it. Like if you get Adam Sandler, but it's Joe Rogan's show, right?
It was vanilla.
It was just them talking. It was like two mates, which is probably like this. No one's watching. Oh, now I'm in the Matrix. It was just. I think if you had Adam, I think a lot of people saw Adam Sandler and they were like, "Fucking ask him about
Yeah.
Billy Madison 2 or like you
Or
know,
when
when
he-
you met fucking this chick or yeah.
When he did Tom DeLonge, I was that was pretty eye. Mudgy told me about that one. which was-
Dylan's sending through questions now. He's curious. Fuck, there's heaps of irrigation questions. All right, let's get this done. Where are we? Kira said there's more at the top. I've gone through them. There's so many questions. Okay, so start from the bit that says, oh, under the FXT boots. Okay. Strips work really... So Joey MC on YouTube, irrigation comment. Okay, I don't need to read that last bit, do I? Strips work really well. Installed them from WaterPro before last season.
Awesome.
Manjarang, can you explain the function and the importance of installing a backflow prevention fitting device?
The importance of them from a residential standpoint, not huge. It's low level risk. So the ones we install in residential are called a dual check, not a double check, which is a non-testable one. The idea is that it's low risk The idea is if you've got sprinklers in your lawn or you've got drip tube in your garden beds and you're applying fertilizers and chemicals to your thing, what you don't want is that there's a potential of that stuff to get back into the pipes, and then that comes down back through the valves and then back into your drinking supply. So they put a what they call a backflow device, which is a one-way valve or two one-way valves to basically protect that water from going backwards into your drinking supply and contaminating not just your house but the township water. And if you think of every person, which will happen, every person having Lawnhub products on their back lawn, that you don't want that getting back into your drinking water. It needs to just stay on the lawn. So when you get to larger areas like ovals and reserves and what have you, there's drinking fountains, there's dog fountains there. There's also a higher chance that there's more, stronger chemicals being used. So what they use is a testable one there. So that is important. What we don't want to see is injection chemicals and that sort of stuff getting back into our township water. I think the stuff that's being probably put in there is good enough now. So yeah, it is important. More from a commercial, not residential.
Just because this comment popped up, I'm going to read it because it's very relevant to today and the weird couple of days we've had. So Dennis Scott Official on IG said, have you voted for our show at the Logies? So Dennis messaged me last night Dennis messaged us last night on the chat and asked about some information about the weed and feed pack and how it relates to, or I guess our explanation and reasoning around why the ones that you buy at a hardware shop don't work and ours do. And so I sent him a couple of products today because he films a TV show, which I need to find. Dennis, is it Selling Houses Australia? Am I getting that right? Do you know the show?
I know of it.
Just say yes because he's watching.
I do know of it. Yep.
We don't really watch a lot of TV. I'm sorry, Dennis. And he said, have you voted for our show at the Logies? And if not, why?
Because I didn't know the Logies existed. Still, sorry.
This one will make you laugh, Dennis. The only reason I'm across this year's Logies is because I've got money on Asha Keddy to win the gold because I think she should and I think she's amazing. And she was the most outside. I like betting on the outside odds. She was the most I've got money on Kamala Harris. Have I still got Kamala? No, what have I got? Michelle Obama. Michelle Obama will be the next president of the United States of America. And then I've also got this one. Hillary Clinton will be the next president of the United States of America.
On Hillary.
Yep. Mate, do not underestimate the Clintons to come in from behind and be like, everything fell down. Kamala has had a mental breakdown and she's fallen into a situation where she can no longer stand up. I will do it for the country. We need a strong woman in power. Here we go.
Oh, you didn't press anything then? Okay. You went.
Mission complete. Oh, God. Not a good answer. Totally agree. Is Dennis agreeing to which bit? Asha Keddy. Yeah, fuck yeah. Go Asha Keddy. Win me $600.
I only found out about it because I went to the Crocoseum in the Australia Zoo and Rob was there.
Crikey, yeah. He'd be up for the gold, Logie.
Apparently he was up for one. So
yeah. Fuck, now I have to go vote, Dennis. Okay. Matt and I will vote. We'll do one vote between us.
Yep.
Oh, no discount for you. Okay. Okay, how deep do you go? Reptilians? That's from Manjarang, who asked about aliens before.
No. I just think we're being monitored and assessed and...
Yeah, by Google and Facebook.
Yeah, maybe, but...
Fuck, now I've said that. I'm in trouble. What's Adam's handicap apart from his university course education?
Jonesy.
Jonesy plays off pretty low number. He's in singles, 6 or 7?
8 or 9.
8 or 9?
8.9.
So, yeah. Dennis, while I've got you.
And he broke. He was on the pod, didn't he? When he talked about him, he broke 80.
Yeah.
It was a pretty proud moment for him.
I broke 100 once
Yeah.
at the Pat.
Oh,
Got like 44 points. Doesn't count, right?
not the Pat.
If it's Bill Clinton, he comes in from the front.
So I did laugh when you were like, the Clintons, don't underestimate them coming from behind. I was like,
So, Dennis, I sent that package today via Express Post. It said it'll take 2 days. Hopefully, you'll see it by Tuesday. I will get back to you with some explanations. I can do a video for you and explain it, whatever you want. I also don't fully understand what you're doing or how you want our involvement, but let me know. Stuart Gregory said you won't get a word in if Mudge gets on. I don't know, me and Mudge, I think I could be a lot worse. All right, back to the irrigation questions. Where's one that I saw before? How deep should irrigation be, and is there room for any tolerances? From Nathan Skaysbrook, who is a long-time fan of the show and a friend of Lawnhub.
deep being the pipe below the ground. I would... so deep. Look, polypipe is predominantly the one that gets used the most in residential black low-density polypipe. I would say there's no real hard and fast rule. I've seen it get laid pretty much right below turf, and then laid the turf laid right on top, and I'm sure you've seen the same thing, Clint. And then people will go down back to the sprinkler.
I do a bit of that. I've done that before.
Done that before, yep.
Yeah.
So,
When I was charging to install irrigation, I would never do it at my house, but
yeah,
don't use fluid designs for irrigation installs.
we put yours in pretty deep.
I did a stormwater system at my house that's about 1.2 metres deep because I don't know how to use an excavator.
Just kept going.
Well, I just grabbed it. I was like, oh, now they've got to be even. And it was like, oh, it's really deep.
End up at a sump at the back, yeah. Yep. They
It's under the electrical.
Yeah, okay. So the idea behind, I guess the keys to have the sprinklers just below the level of the grass sod, if you are laying new grass doing it. So, and then the pipe, honestly, is about enough soil just to hold that pipe below. The key, however, is ideally we'd want to see it down. I'm going to say 200 mil below, with the intention that allows you to use corers and tines and that sort of stuff through your lawn without damaging your pipes. That, I guess, honestly, from a residential standpoint, it's depth for renovation of your lawn is the key. So, yeah. What are we looking at?
I don't know, just drew a picture while you were talking.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Would you agree? They're really the main reasons for like
You don't want to hit
cultivation
the pipe.
practices.
You don't want to hit. It's damage, right? So you don't want to damage the sprinklers when you're mowing or using rotary scissors. Brand to be determined. No one sent me a pair yet. And obviously, if the pipe's going through the middle of the lawn rather than the side, so in my lawn, like that sprinkler that's in the middle, you want that deep enough that you won't hit it with a corer.
Yeah.
But
So my front lawn, I've got the pipes all around the borders are probably only 100 mil. Not too deep, and then as they go out and go across the middle, I've probably got them maybe at 250 deep, just because I know that they're there and they're not going to get hit by tines.
right,
Cool.
there's a few questions in here that are relevant to EnviroCycles and shit like that. I want to get through the older ones first. Mick Cotton on YouTube, how's it? Hi, how are you going? I bought a couple of irrigation systems from WaterPro. Just a question. On the Marone MP815 heads in summer, if I run the systems twice a week, how is half an hour each water enough?
Twice a week for half an hour.
So what's an MP815? Are they running
20 mil an hour?
So they're 20. So they're high.
Double an MP.
Okay, so half an hour gives
he's
you 20 mil a week.
Well, providing he's head to head, which if we did it,
Yeah,
correct.
if he put it in how we said. And
Yeah, true.
so
I'm sure he
how's
would've.
it going?
So yeah, that's a half an hour each week, depending on your soil type and what's going on.
And the heat where you are, like if you're in the middle of
If you're
desert.
on the beach and you're doing that in sand, that there's a high chance putting 10 mil on in one event might actually be too much water.
Yeah.
In which case I would be recommending backing it off and maybe doing 3 at maybe, say 20-minute sessions or 30-minute sessions and going a little bit over because you may be losing a little bit. But it's also important to put wet or BBW down as well in sandy environments just to make sure you're keeping that water there.
This is the last question I'm going to read from the bearded Sith for today.
He's kept you entertained.
Should we do a roots and shoots application at 200 times the application rate?
No.
Nah, it's not fun. I've got school.
No.
So, just don't do that.
Don't do that.
Just do 4 times the application rate.
Yeah. It's you can go pretty crazy with roots and shoots, but not as crazy as I did. What?
Daryl just said that Habitat went through Lonsdale and Justin wasn't aware that we had a shop there, but was happy to find out that we did. And I'm sure I told Justin we had a shop there when he was here, and I hugged him, right?
Yes.
Yep. Cool. Anyway, there was
busy man.
Oh, dude, yeah. He makes us look like we're doing nothing.
Yep.
This is a good question that might help out a lot of people. Tom Hop on YouTube says, I want to set up an irrigation system for my lawn, my garden beds, in brackets, hedge, shrubs, young trees. What's the best way to do this, noting that they all have different water needs and rates?
Cool. I am a massive fan of...
Sorry. Cool. Remember that guy we went and saw in Sydney and the chick would talk and then he's like, cool. He talk. Sorry. Answer the question.
All right. Cool. I'm a big fan of targeted drippers. What that means is...
we don't make as much money.
Yep.
Fucking hell.
It's
always about doing the right thing.
Doing the right thing, number one. All right. I am... So, yeah, targeted drippers. Targeted drippers obviously come as a pressure compensated dripper, which means that no matter the pressure that you've got going into the line, they'll deliver the same volume of water that they're set to, whether that be 2, 4, or 8 litre an hour. Predominantly, they're the main 3. What I tend to do there is obviously if I'm doing small, buxus hedges and stuff like that, I would have 2 litre an hour drippers on either side of all of those running down. And then I'd have, say, roses. I might put a couple of 8 litre an hour because I know roses need that good, heavy, deep drink.
Roses need to be watered with glyphosate.
Yes. Roses have no place in gardens, in my opinion.
Not in this country.
So that includes your driveway, Jonesy. So.
Sorry, continue.
And then, so obviously that's how I would tackle that, is obviously figuring out what requires the heavier water and then find, okay, that's my highest level. So that would be my 8 litre an hour ones, and then have my smaller water usage ones being...
This is assuming they're on the same line.
On the same line, correct, yep. If I had, on my previous house, I had fruit trees there, obviously I would have an irrigation system for all my garden bed and my gardens and that sort of stuff, and my hedges and what have you, and then I had a separate valve just like had bubblers on my trees, which gave a good deep water. And we see that a lot of streetscapes and that now. If you were walking down the streets, I'm assuming nationwide, but definitely in South Australia, you'll see there'll be drip tube around the garden beds, but then if you look at the trees, you'll notice that the trees either have their own separate ring or they'll have like little black grates on them, and they're a dedicated bubbler that's giving probably something like, I'm going to say, probably 100 litres an hour.
I think there were 25-gallon ones, so I think
which
you're
is
right.
100, yeah. So that and then that's obviously the idea is that they're like a canister that goes down to the root zone, allows air down to that, and it obviously floods those roots as well. So
I think the key with...
I hope that answers your question.
I want to add to that. I think the key with irrigation is to understand a couple of things. One, all of the products that you get at a professional irrigation shop have data behind them. So a sprinkler, we know how many mil an hour it applies. A dripper, we know how many litres per period it delivers. Bubblers, the same deal.
Yep.
And so what we would encourage people to do, and this doesn't have to be Water Pro, it would be any professional irrigation shop that you can find in your area. Usually they'll help you with this. If you understand the area that you have, get a scale diagram, bring it in, have your flow that you have available, pressure as well ideally. There's a video on that. You'll probably get served with an ad on it now that you've watched this. So we do an irrigation design, or the company does an irrigation design, and then when we know all that information, we know that the lawn's been designed at 10 mil an hour, we know that the garden beds are getting delivered at either 1.6 litre an hour dripper or an 8 litre an hour spike or whatever it is. And then all we do is we put station 1 does this, station 2 does that, station 3 does that, station 4 does that. And then we just adjust the watering to suit that. So once you understand the parameters of what your plant or lawn need, and then you, I guess, run that through the lens of the weather at the time, you just adjust that to suit. And the controllers that are available now are so smart that they can actually do a lot of the algorithmic work for you. And
yeah, you put in your longitude, latitudes, your postcodes, and it knows what the weather is. You have local weather sensors or rain sensors telling you what's going on.
I think it's like
yeah, what you're saying is obviously trying to go create a benchmark approach and go, oh, does it put everything in it, not necessarily everything in the same garden bed, but try and apply one product. So if you actually something breaks, you're obviously not buying all these different products. You can have just a few spares in your yard, but then go, okay, well and this goes for turf as well. But you could say, well, I've designed the same irrigation system for my tiftuff out the front, but my fescue out the back, it being a cool season grass, is the same system, supplying the same amount of water per hour, but it might need double the amount of water. So then what you're saying is put that on for a larger amount of time.
Yeah, and if you knew that was the case, that you had different demands, that's why I said before, are they on different stations? You either need to make the adjustment at an installation period. So if you had the front and back lawns being watered on the same valve, you'd almost have to guess long term if one's going to be double the other, and then put a precipitation rate that's higher by 2x.
Which is why we do 2 valves.
That's right,
correct.
Because we want to do that. But if you didn't, so you had a tap timer and you couldn't do it.
Yep.
And we've talked about this before with, a lot of builders or developers will put a 119 mil poly under concrete for the lawn and the garden. And an MP rotator installed correctly for the 1s, 2s and 3s is 10 mil an hour or 11. 1.6 litre an hour, 0.4 spacing drip tube installed gridded for 0.4 by 0.4 is also 10 mil an hour. And so if you really, really, really got stuck, you know that you could put them on the same system, and I do not encourage you to do this, and know that the lawn and the garden are both getting 10 mil per hour, and you just turn it on, and I guess you either overwater one or underwater one, depending on what's...
But you've got a metric you can work
But
to.
you know what you're working to. So I hope that answers the question. There's a lot in that. It's not as complicated as it sounds like anything. Once you start understanding each piece... it's really quite simple, and then you'll be like, oh yeah, no, I understand irrigation. It's like the lawn care stuff, right? Everyone's asking questions about what do I put here, how much do I put on. Once you know that.
Yep.
Right, then you can move on. All right, it's 3:42. We don't have to do any more draws or giveaways or anything, do we? No, cool. So I'm going to ask a couple more questions, and then we need to get back to work. If I miss, there's heaps of questions we haven't asked that are non-irrigation related. Next week when Menina's here, Sith, you only get 2 questions next week.
How many is he thrown?
Oh, fuck.
We haven't answered.
The screen that I have open now, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's just the screen that I can see. Above that, 5. Yeah, that's fine. Like, I'm all for it. All I'm saying is I can't. Oh, here's the monitor tender page, and respond is SA. Have you considered this is Perth? I still don't understand. Exceed their 70 pencils. I'll look at that later. Very keen on Perth. Dude, if I can find a reseller in Perth, it would be amazing. And I haven't actively looked, right? But
Lawnhub reseller.
yeah, we get asked about it more than any other state.
Yep.
I don't think we have one in New South Wales either. We should probably do this because we know shops over there that would be able to, like irrigation shops.
Yeah.
All right. So
We can do that.
what are your thoughts on the easy flow injection system? I put kelp and soil wetter through mine on the lowest setting.
We touched on this a bit earlier. I mean,
I know the name. I think Tim Mee's actually a regular in the Fanatics.
Yep.
I guess are you complying with all of your backflow prevention requirements? Would be one thing I would ask, and then 2,
what he's applying is
all you
I
apply.
would be
Yeah,
applying.
I'm exactly the same because those products aren't going to stain or damage overspray, and the application rates of
the inefficiencies aren't as vital.
Yep.
You
You put money shot through something like that and get it wrong, you got problems.
Yes. Yeah, that goes through a spray system. You're going to have iron going over your car windows, all that sort of stuff. What we see even on golf courses predominantly is
I said I wouldn't read any more Siths, but there's another one.
is wetting agent is the one I would be doing. So if that's worth the investment for you, Put it on. So what do you got from Seth?
I will create a few new accounts. Watch this space. I will be Kira next week. To finish off with Tim, from what I understand, the Easy Flow is the market leader or the most popular or the most common. We don't know much about it. We don't sell it.
Yeah.
We do sell it?
Yep.
Get fucked. Oh, okay. I remember it being represented by a company who was owned by not as in...
We're doing the right thing.
Yeah.
I'll make sure if I'm selling it.
You
are aware you need to do this legally. Yeah.
All right. I reckon fucking old mate was selling it. Remember... I won't say their name.
Yeah.
But
yes, I know.
the dodgy landscaper that went broke. Yep, cool. Yep. All right. Tyson Pomery on YouTube. I have an EnviroCycle hooked up to the house. Recommendation on sprinklers for recycled water. Looking at putting in 4 zones for approximately 250 square meters each zone. Wanting pop-ups so I can mow with a ride on.
First answer to that is a new pump.
Yeah, because those pumps, what are they like?
They're a drainage pump.
Yeah.
So a drainage pump. Anyone that's doing irrigation that's using drainage pump, whether it be stormwater or what have you, the idea behind a drainage pump is short runtime.
Yeah.
It wants to turn the pump on, get rid of the water at low pressure and just dump the water out. High flow, low pressure, get rid of it. It's trying to just push that out to street. It's not a pressure system that's trying to run for like...
Akira.
Is he really?
I've got to get this guy a job.
Well, he clearly doesn't have one. So
Nah, it's not fun. I've got school.
Well done.
They, Seth, you've lost me.
He's the only one watching. Don't worry about it.
What are we talking about? Irrigation? Injection?
My cup's empty. No, literally.
Seth's got me again.
That's my fault. I need to be a better gatekeeper. When Menina's here, I will be a much better gatekeeper because I can see some of the questions I like about bees having fucking babies and shit. There's going to be some... There'll be a chick called Kira just like, so can bees have babies when... Yeah.
Yeah, right. Okay.
Yeah. It'll be funny. It'll be good.
I generally can't think of that. Remember what we were just talking about.
That's what we're talking about. We were talking about sprinklers, and you were saying the pump, the pressure.
Oh yeah, so EnviroCycles. Sorry. So
how many standard drinks are these lemon squashes?
Lemon squashes.
That'd be 1.5. Can I have another lemon squash, please?
The EnviroCycle sprinklers. Once you do upgrade the pump, or if you were just doing small areas, we sell a product. It's an Anselco product. It's called Reuse It.
Anselco is a South Australian owned and manufactured product for anyone playing at home.
Yeah.
The Reuse It is more of a garden sprinkler, not a lawn sprinkler.
It's more of a garden sprinkler. It's on stakes and stuff, so you'd have to kind of move it around and what have you.
I would be interested to look at the flow. I would say if you have a EnviroCycle, it's very unlikely. Oh, there's 3 Kiras now. I would say it's very unlikely that... Is there more than 3? They're all... Okay. Oh, as in the people are changing their names. Oh, the internet is the best and worst place. I fucking love it. So with an EnviroCycle, you're not actually going to get as much water as you probably are going to need.
That 1,000 litre comment before was like... If you're,
I'll just do a small garden of things that can handle shitty water, and just water that with your EnviroCycle, and then put it in an irrigation system.
If this is a holiday home, even less.
Well,
so
you're not going to have any water, right?
You're not going there enough.
And then the challenge you've got is you need to somehow come up with a changeover system, because we've looked at this plenty of times for people where when the EnviroCycle's empty, then it goes back to mains water, and then you've got backflow prevention concerns off
separate
the
system
charts.
completely.
That's right.
Just put an irrigation system in like you normally would, and then use your EnviroCycle to water those fruit trees as it fills up. It'll click, just do some fruit trees, and just leave it as that. Yeah.
And then eat the fruit that's been watered with your poo.
Yep.
Yep. Nothing wrong with that. All right. Do we have any other questions? It's 10-4, and I need to go check on my my Lawnhubbers. It has been a week, man.
Questions that have come through.
Fuck, dude. I have. If anyone wants a job answering questions for Lawnhub, like that knows what they're talking about, you can start at 4.
Yeah, that's right. Definitely.
It is. Yeah, there's. I don't know.
This whole time I've felt my watch gone.
Well, we had one.
off,
So, yeah, and they're not hard. They just need to be answered.
I was about to say you
know what?
We care.
Anyone
We want
that's
these
messaging the page while the podcast's on will be coming through as well. So there might be a few comments like,
into our feed.
yeah,
Okay.
can I mix roots and shoots with NSFW 3-way combo? I mean, that's Is there still time? Yeah, for the winter weed and feed. These are the questions, guys. You get paid to answer those questions instead of going to the job you hate with the people that don't like you. Okay, where are we? Is there any good questions?
So with the people that don't like you. Cool.
Solo boom back in stock? ? I have no idea. Sorry, man. I am in charge of purchasing at the moment.
We're going to put the link up for the free irrigation.
We'll do that in post production. Dylan likes to reload this up on Monday. Irvo is so passively hilarious.
Passively hilarious.
That's what Nathan Skazebrook says.
Yeah.
Does anyone else do yearly jar tests for soil so they know what to put down for Reno? I need to do a soil test. Me and Dylan talked about that the other day. Oh, God, there's another fucking Sith question. What are Matt and Kira's favourite lawn varieties? Dylan, you're just dead to Sith.
You first, Kira.
Why do you like Sir Walter Buffalo so much, Kira? Yeah, it looks nice. Yeah, that's why I'm asking you the question. The follow-up question is because I don't think you actually know about the answer you gave. All right, what about you? What's your favourite lawn variety?
Bent grass.
Nice.
Makes sense. Yeah.
RS on TikTok, which is he or she would have already left by now because this question was probably asked more than 10 seconds ago. Weird looking board meeting. Normally I skip this part.
Okay.
What is Water Pro's favourite lawn variety? That's a fucking another Sith question. That's covered. Stuart Gregory, liquid fur in 5 litre volume, keen. I was gonna say October. It might be November now. We're dealing with a new warehouse and some other shit that we're trying to get the machine in for, but hopefully soon.
Watch this space, though. Yeah.
Well, I fucking hate saying watch this space, but yeah, it is. That is. It's the case, right?
Yeah. We can't promise anything just yet.
Bring back the Lawnhub stickers. Okay, I will. I don't even know where we get them from. Jonesy's not here, so a lot of the shit that's run out. Like we were printing labels today, and I realized we don't have enough stickers left to stick on the boxes that we ship. And I'm like, I don't know where the fuck the labels come from. We'll work that out.
What stickers?
Like the ones that go through the label printing machine, like the white ones. They're not the same size as the yellow ones.
I
think we get them from Toll.
Yeah, I was going to say the freight company's given to us. Yeah.
Maybe. 27 degrees today. Oh, fuck off, Thomas Nisbet Smith. 27 degrees today in Brisbane. And we just had 60 mil of rain this week. The season has started here, I reckon. I've been saying that for ages.
So good.
People keep telling me I'm an idiot.
I loved it up there.
Spray for black beetles before or after Reno in Kaikoura. Do it now.
Yep, now.
About to lay tool fescue in cold Victoria. Have your cherry popper pack. How much watering will it need? Have irrigation pop-up sprinklers. A decent amount.
Syringe watering. So, 4 or 5 times a day. Just keep that top layer. It's not about watering the soil. It's about watering just the top.
Stopping the grass from going crunchy.
Correct. And then if it's moist, well, that's where everything's just at the top. So if it's...
Yeah. Well, the roots are there. Eventually... The water's there. And as the roots go down, the water goes up.
Correct. And as the roots go down, you continue to water. Is that what you mean? You increase your watering? Yeah. Correct.
Trying to get rid of clover, which is taking over, about to hit it with bow and arrow. What do I do after that? When you run out of bow and arrow, you replace it with Lawnhub NSFW, but I would encourage you, if required, to use some fertilizer and a wetting agent leading into the next season. You'll find the clover will die and the lawn will grow into the dead spots. What is the ratio for roots if you're putting it in a watering can for your garden? It's somewhere...
Are we talking about like a 9 litre?
Yeah, I'd say 30 mil or 40 mil, maybe not even, but yeah.
Yep.
I put a lot more in. It's a really beautiful product. You can't do too much damage unless you're an idiot.
Bruh.
Oh, where is my meow? Hang on, have you removed my meow, 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 meow? Meow, 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 meow. I've not used this page all day. I get no joy from anything.
I looked at your face then because your lips weren't moving. Oh, that came from there.
We got some good ones, man. This was all the original ones. I have not been on this page all day.
You can scroll.
Dude, look at this.
Oh, that's cool.
You should get one.
Incorrect.
Sorry, Jonesy.
The dirtier, the better. You are a fucking wop.
All right. So, can confirm that roots and shoots at NSFW. Can I confirm that roots and shoots at NSFW can be mixed together as a weed and feed? Yes, they can. Make sure you're applying them to the leaf as a broadcast spray and letting dry on the leaf, and stick to the application rates on the bottles. Do not water them in, let them dry. Does paspalum die in winter, or is it just dormant and will it come back? I don't know the answer to that question.
I would say it's dormant. Yep.
Yeah, because it's pretty much it's like a cooch, right?
It's
Yeah.
it's there. So
You need to kill it.
Once it's active, then attack it. Yep.
Question: after 1 week post NSFW featuring three-way, not much has changed. Is it possible to respray earlier than the recommend? I wouldn't.
Well, it's just for reapplying.
Reapplying NSFW. You can reapply three-way every 2 to 4 weeks. I wouldn't go too much crazy than 2 weeks is getting a bit silly.
It's hard because we've seen
cold.
people with
My lord's
applying NSFW and the next day stuff's wilting.
It wilts, but it doesn't die.
Correct, but
Yeah.
then sometimes it can. The active it can take up to 6 weeks to
Yeah.
see the result.
That's what the bottle says as well,
So
right?
just wait for that. Yep.
Me and Matt have read every label known to man and woman
Nightly.
and other.
Yep.
My pH is at what?
And other.
We have to include everyone. It's what God would want. My pH is at 3.8. Which of your products do I need to raise to an optimum level? We don't really sell anything that raises the pH, do we?
No.
Manjurang on YouTube, have you got any recommendations for an irrigation system on a rural property drawing from a dam? You want to take this one?
Yep. I need to see the size of the property.
Okay. He needs to see the size of the property. I'll give you some recommendations that you can
however,
actually take to the bank.
It would be if you've got an existing pump system, we need to know how much we can push, how high from the dam to the property, like what's the lift. There's a lot of variables there. Your recommendations are what? Just a broad range of product?
It's my recommendations are that the quality of the water matters, and if you're going to be sucking from a dam, that you need to make sure that the pump can handle.
That's what I mean. Is that infrastructure there?
And then
though?
obviously that you need a foot valve on the dam, how much water's in the dam. But I guess there's things we can answer without knowing the details, and it's really just make sure you've got good quality infrastructure. Otherwise, you're going to be cleaning filters all the time, or you're going to be blocking sprinklers, and you're going to be causing trouble.
And you can get filters that as they get dirty, they will self-clean.
Like a hydrocyclone.
Yes, hydrocyclone.
Someone's been listening.
And they will, they'll basically self-clean and then purge the dirty shit water back into the dam for you. So.
Nathan Skaysbrook he's changed the way he spells his name, or Kira's fucked this one up. Solenoids versus tap timers, thoughts?
If tap timers, if I didn't have to sell tap timers, I would not sell tap timers in my stores. They have a place, and so we are very active about trying to find the best of a shit bunch. And there is some quality tap timers out there that we've selected now, but I would be solenoid valves every single day of the week. So
Yeah, my answer was solenoid valves is the wife that you love, and tap timers was the girlfriend that cheated on you in high school.
what Clint said.
Hey guys, I'm currently drawing up the front lawn area for WaterPro to do a design for an irrigation system. Able to pretty please lend a pressure versus flow tester for 30 minutes. Yeah, fuck it. If it's more than 30 minutes, we'll charge you double what it would cost to hire. How's that sound? Matt's keen.
Game on.
Take that clip into one of the WaterPro stores. We lend them for free, don't we? Or do we charge people to hire them?
I charge.
We charge a deposit. Yeah, I think you can borrow the tester, dude. You just have to pay or do that or do other.
I mean, I don't freight them for free around the country.
No, I'm guessing if he's asking, he, she, they, if they're asking, they're in the state.
Yep.
I want a job.
All 3 stores have got them.
Nathan Skaysbrook. I want a job and relocation assistance. I'll be the inflatable arm guy. Yes, me and Kira are going to be Sir Walter Buffalo besties. I think Nathan Skaysbrook wants to do this.
I started thinking like Bearded Sith's changed his name to Skaysbrook.
No. Skaysbrook's he's been around for a while.
Yeah.
You need 2 podcasts, Kira but not Kira. This is a question from Kira. I think this might be Sith or one of the other 3 Kiras that are now watching. You need 2 podcasts, one for lawn questions and one to fuck around and talk shit. I don't know. I think it works doing both. No one wants to hear just lawn, do they?
A day in the life of what you and me do is exactly this.
Yeah.
We Look at a sales meeting for you know what I mean, like
Yeah, I need an adult babysitter
to moderate you.
just for everything.
Yeah.
Like get me food, get me drinks, drive me home. All right, can Bearded Sith be a host on the pod one week? I think that would be pretty funny. Where are you based, Sith?
A host.
Yeah. I'm happy to do any of that shit. All right, we better go. It's 4 o'clock. Any questions that we missed out? I'm really, really sorry. I think we kind of punched out a lot of them in that last bit. Thank you to Matt Irving for giving up 2 hours of his time. He now has to go do 2 hours of work tonight and not see his family, who he loves, because of you guys. If anyone wants to know anything about irrigation, then you can send irrigation questions to the WaterPro chat. So WaterPro's Facebook page and Instagram, etc., but also sales@waterpro.com.au is a good area to go.
Yep.
YouTube channel for information. What else would there be that we need to talk
It's our
about?
handle at WaterPro AU.
At WaterPro AU. If you will send, I'll do the weekly cut this week. We'll have a WaterPro themed thing in there. We might answer some questions, put a discount code maybe for WaterPro's website, as well as our usual discount on a Lawnhub product.
Now's the time to do it.
WaterPro irrigation, yeah. Yep. Especially, all jokes aside, like not because I make money from it and like it pads the pockets of all the staff, but once we get out of August, you're going to be lining up for 20 days for an irrigation design. As much as we try not to, it's going to get stupid.
Yeah, definitely.
Next week, Menina Gilby, a biodiversity specialist, will be here. So if you've got questions for her, keep your eyes peeled. Otherwise, keep it green, and we'll see you soon.
Thanks, guys.